The lights are off. The room is quiet. A soft hum of the fan spins above. You've set the alarm. You've brushed your teeth. The day is over, but your mind hasn't gotten the message. Thoughts replay, regrets echo. Emotions you buried during the day now rise, louder than ever. You stare at the ceiling. It's 2:12 a.m. The question hits. Why does it feel like the day only truly begins once it's supposed to be done? You're exhausted, but not rested. Your body begs for stillness, but your mind is still negotiating with itself. Maybe the problem isn't falling asleep. Maybe the problem is that we never learned how to end the day properly. In our modern world, we obsess over how to start the day. Morning routines, sunrise workouts, gratitude lists. But no one talks about how to close a day. Most people end their nights scrolling through glowing screens, drifting into unconsciousness with Netflix still playing. We don't end our days with intention, we let them expire, and that's a problem. Because when the mind doesn't recognize closure, it keeps processing. You may be lying down, but your thoughts are still running sprints. That's why nearly half of American adults say they struggle to sleep due to overthinking. And still, the advice we hear is the same: just relax. But the Stoics never waited for sleep to come. They invited it by clearing the inner stage first. See, we misunderstand rest. We think it means doing nothing. But for the Stoics, true rest came after one final act of the day, the evening reflection. A deliberate pause, a mental reset, a cleansing of the soul. And in that silence, sleep became a choice, not a chase. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in the world, ended each day not with wine or distraction, but with a pen. In his private journal, never meant to be published, he would ask himself, "What did I do well today? What did I fail to control? Where can I improve tomorrow?" These weren't grand philosophical exercises. They were soul check-ins, truthful, unfiltered, and simple. Seneca, another great Stoic, described how he examined his entire day before sleep. "I hide nothing from self," he wrote. He would play the tape back not to shame himself, but to stay honest. Reflection wasn't indulgent, it was hygiene, a daily sweeping of emotional dust so the spirit could lie down clean. For the Stoics, the day wasn't complete until the soul had spoken, not to the world, but to itself. And that is the point modern life forgets. We don't just collapse into rest, we earn it. By closing the loop, by naming the weight we carry, by releasing what we cannot change. The ancient world knew the best way to prepare for tomorrow is to face today before it disappears. So what would happen if tonight, instead of collapsing into sleep, you gently led yourself there? What if rest wasn't just relief but a ritual, a way to return to yourself after the noise? You don't need candles, or music, or apps, just 3 minutes, and a few honest lines. This is the Stoic night ritual. 3 quiet steps, 3 lines that close the day like a well-written sentence. The first step is rewind. Before the world fades, play back your day like a short film. Not the whole thing, just a moment that made you proud. It could be tiny. You listened instead of reacting. You took a deep breath before answering. You helped someone without expecting anything. Ask yourself, what did I do right today? Then write one sentence. Today, I acted with integrity when. That's it. The second step is reveal. This one is harder. You bring into light the part of your day you wish you could redo. A sharp tone, a moment of cowardice, a distraction you chose over purpose. Ask, where did emotion take over? And then write, next time, I will pause before I. This isn't guilt, it's clarity. The final step is reset. Look at what you're still holding, the things you can't fix tonight. The conversation that didn't go your way, the outcome you couldn't control, the future that's still foggy. Ask, what am I holding that no longer serves me? And write, tonight, I let go of. These 3 lines don't change what happened, they transform how it lives inside you. In doing so, you send a signal to your nervous system. It's safe now, you've seen the day, you've honored it, you may rest. No affirmations, no performance, just truth. Gentle, grounded, and complete. In the darkest place a human can be, inside the walls of a Nazi concentration camp, Viktor Frankl survived not just through willpower, but through inner ritual. Every night, as men around him collapsed into the cold, he would retreat into his mind and ask, "Did I remain myself today?" He could not change the cruelty around him, but he could protect one last freedom, the ability to choose his response, to remain human. That question became his anchor. And somehow, it helped him endure what should have broken him. Across time, in a far quieter world, a young woman in her late 20s sits on her bed. Her day was a mess. Emails unanswered. A passive-aggressive comment from her boss still loops in her mind. Her phone tempts her with numbing escape. But she pauses. She opens her notebook and writes just 3 lines. One truth she's proud of, one moment she wants to change, one thing she chooses to release. It doesn't fix the day, but it ends it, cleanly, quietly, with dignity. And that's what this is about. Not perfection, not productivity, just this simple courage to meet yourself honestly before you sleep. We prepare our bodies for tomorrow with plans, alarms, and caffeine. But what if the true preparation begins the night before? What if strength isn't built in the morning rush, but in the silent choice to reflect when no one is watching? The Stoics believed that the unexamined day was like the untrained muscle, weak, reactive, vulnerable. But a day that ends in stillness becomes the soil for a wiser tomorrow. So tonight, give yourself the gift of closure. Before sleep pulls you under, pause, take a pen, and write 3 lines. Today, I acted with integrity when. Next time, I will pause before I. Tonight, I let go of. That's it. You don't need to share it. You don't need to be eloquent. You just need to be honest. If this helped you breathe a little deeper tonight, if something inside you softened, consider subscribing. But more than that, close this video. Find a quiet corner and begin.